Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of our flipped classroom. Just like yesterday, you're going to be taking notes on this video. Because this is a new day, you do need a new page for your notes, and we have a new title. Today's title is 1-2, Evaluating Expressions. So don't forget to write that at the top of your page, and then we'll get started. Now you might notice that 1-2 is the same section as yesterday, and we're doing the second half of that section today. This half is called Evaluating Expressions because I'm going to give you a math problem and you're going to have to simplify it to find the answer. But it's not going to be as straightforward as yesterday. Yesterday I gave you a math problem that had a bunch of numbers in it, so it's pretty obvious what we were supposed to be doing. Today though, our math problem is going to have variables. So yesterday we were doing numeric expressions. Today we're going to do algebraic expressions. Now this one's pretty tricky. It's got 3 different letters in it. It's got parentheses. It's just got a lot of stuff going on. And this actually is not even the whole problem because this can't be simplified down to a single number. And that's what we're kind of trying to do today. And so I need to give you a little more information. I need to tell you what X and V and B are. I need to tell you what numbers they represent. And so here you go. So this is the entire problem. So I've given you an algebraic expression, v squared minus parentheses x to the third minus 4b. And now I've told you that v is actually equal to 5, x is equal to 3, and b is equal also to 5. And so now that you have all the information, you can do this problem. The first step on a problem like this, where we have variables and then we know what the variables are equal to, is to do substitution. Substitution is where you erase the letter and in its place, you write the number. So I'm going to erase the letter V and in its place, I'm going to put a number 5. Now the V was being squared and so the 5 will need to be squared as well. I'm going to erase the letter X and in its place, I'll put a 3, just like I did with the V, and the 3 is being cubed, just like the X is being cubed. And then finally, I erased my B and I put a number 5. Now I didn't just write the 4 and the 5 right next to each other because that would look like 45. So when you have a number right next to a variable, that means that they're being multiplied. And so instead of writing 45, I wrote 4 times 5. And we're going to represent multiplication using a dot in this class. So we want to start getting used to using a dot for multiplication. Now that I've substituted out all my variables and I've replaced them with numbers, I'm now ready to do my order of operations like we did yesterday. Just like yesterday, I'm going to try to go one step at a time, do one thing at a time. The first thing we do in our order of operations is P for parentheses. I do have parentheses in this problem. And again, it's more than just I have parentheses. I have parentheses that has math happening inside of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the math inside that parentheses. When I'm doing the math inside the parentheses, I need to follow my order of operations again. So I need to do my exponents before my subtracting and before my multiplying. Just a refresher on how exponents work, 3 to the third means I'm going to write the big number 3 times because the little number was 3. And we're going to multiply those all together. So big number gets written 3 times and it's being multiplied. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Next, I'm still working in my parentheses. I've taken care of the exponent. Between subtracting and multiplication, the next thing I'm going to do is multiply. So next I'm going to multiply that 4 and that 5 together. Please notice that I did not do the exponents outside the parentheses because I'm actually still working on my letter P. I'm not to my letter E yet. Finally, again, we need to get that number inside the parentheses down to a single number. So I need to do that one last math operation inside the parentheses. 27 minus 20 is 7. Now that I have a single number in there, I don't need the parentheses anymore. And now that I have a single number in my parentheses, I can say that I'm done with the P from PEMDAS, and now I can move on to the letter E. And now I can do that exponent of 5 squared. 5 squared means 5 times 5. I'm down to my very last operation. I'm not even going to check for anything else because there's literally only one more thing I can do. 25 minus 7, which is 18, and 18 would be my final answer. So this is what you would do if you have variables. You would start with substitution, and then you would continue with what we did yesterday. This is the end of video 1. Make sure to do your homework before watching video 2.